What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and welcome back to another episode of Black Ops 3 Tips and Tricks. Today, I've got a pretty good tip for you guys that's just a simple, kind of like controller setting change that actually can make a pretty big difference in your gameplay, and I think that most people really haven't explored this yet, so I wanted to share with you guys. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to apologize. I know my voice sounds a little bit hoarse, a little bit harsh. It might crack halfway through this video. I don't know what happened. I woke up yesterday and had completely lost my voice. It's, I wasn't sick. It's not like I had been raging the day before and like overusing it and stuff like that. I just lost it out of the blue, and so I stayed off it all day, didn't make a single video. It made me super sad to do that. I was super just depressed all day because I love making videos for you guys. But yeah, so I stayed off it the whole day. I figured that would be enough to, bring it back and have it be, bright, shiny, and good to go this morning, and it's still not, but I wasn't going to take another day off. So anyway, yeah, today I've got a pretty interesting tip for you guys, and like I said, I think that most people don't know about it, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, it has to do with the settings on your controller. So when people think about controller settings, I'm sure you're thinking about switching to tactical layout. That's something that most people do. So if you go to controls, you go down to button layout. Tactical is an option that most people switch to if they want to be able to drop shot and still aim and stuff like that. It's something that slightly more serious and competitive players have been using, dating back to Call of Duty 4 and stuff like that. It's been around for a very long time. But that's not what we're talking about. In Black Ops 3, they've given us more options for changing our layouts and our controllers and stuff like that than we've ever had before. And it's actually just under the option that we were just looking at. And like I said, I think most people have overlooked this option. So that's the ability to flip your triggers. So what it does is it just basically flips what R1 and R2 do. So normally you shoot with R2, you'd now do that with R1 and you'd throw lethal grenades with R2. Normally you ADS with L2, so now you would ADS with L1 and then you would throw tactical grenades with L2. And this is actually a pretty big deal. So why this matters is because on the controller, as you guys can see, it's a trigger. So there's a lot of space to press down before it actually goes. And this is important for games like racing games and stuff like that, where you want to just push the pedal on the car halfway down, you don't want to go full throttle, then you can do that. You would just push it down halfway. Now in a shooter, you don't necessarily want that, because as soon as you think to fire and start pulling that trigger, you want it to go right away. You don't want any delay time. Even though there's not a lot of space there, it still makes a difference. You guys can see I'm pressing this button and there's an area that you can press it. There's kind of like a dead zone where it won't actually fire. And that can be a pretty big deal, especially in Call of Duty where everything is, dependent on milliseconds. That little amount of time can be the difference between winning and losing a gunfight. And this is something that Scuff was trying to combat back in the Xbox 360 days. If you guys remember, they actually had trigger stops on some of their controllers. I think they might still have trigger stops on the Xbox Ones. They don't have them for PS4. But yeah, so they literally had this metal thing that would stop your trigger from going all the way down. So it kind of removed that from happening, and that kind of helped out with that. But obviously, if you're on PlayStation 4 or if you don't have a Scuff, you aren't going to be able to take advantage of that. So what you can do is you can switch your triggers, and if you switch these here, you guys can see R1 is just a button. It's not there's no delay time there. It's just a button you press, it's automatically there. There's no dead zone. So that makes your reaction time quicker on the trigger and actually, shooting bullets down range. So this is a very, small thing. It's not something you're going to be able to notice all the time. It's not going to be like, oh, wow, good thing I had that on. Otherwise, I wouldn't have won that gunfight. It's such a small change. You probably won't ever notice it. But you do know that it's always working for you. You're saving a few milliseconds every single time you shoot your gun. And although that doesn't sound like much, over the course of playing this game for the next year, there's going to be a lot of gunfights that you're going to win because you switched over to this. So it's something that I recommend you guys try out. It's really not that difficult to get used to. Obviously, it's a little bit weird at first, kind of switching what your brain's already been mapped to. But once you get it down, it's actually really, really effective. And I encourage you guys to try it out. Definitely if you're on PlayStation 4. Xbox One is a bit different. So on the Xbox One, as you guys may or may not know, it's a little bit more clicky, I guess you could call it. It makes me feel a little bit weird, and I don't know. I don't play too much Xbox One Black Ops 3. I don't know if I could really, handle that. I think I would probably stick with the triggers personally on the Xbox One. But on PlayStation 4, I've been trying out, this flipped trigger scenario for like about, 3 or 4 weeks now, and I've been super successful with it. So I recommend it to you guys. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys later. Hopefully my voice gets better. We can get back to doing some live comms and all kinds of stuff. I have some really cool series I'm going to be starting up soon, so look forward to that, guys. And I will catch you guys later. Check out these 2 videos if you haven't seen yet. Peace out, guys.